Long ago in Israel there lived a man named Samson, whose story is one of the most thrilling in the Bible. He was chosen by God for a special purpose and given incredible strength. The Israelites were suffering under the Philistines, desperate for a hero. God answered their prayers with a miracle: Samson's birth. An angel announced to a childless woman that her son would be a deliverer for Israel. Samson's life was marked by faith, promises, and God's power from the very start. His story isn't just about strength or long hair, it's about how God uses imperfect people for great things. Even before he was born, Samson's destiny was set by a divine prophecy. His journey would be filled with challenges, choices, and lessons about staying true to God's calling. Samson's epic tale reminds us that God's plans often begin in the most unexpected ways, and so the stage was set for a hero unlike any other. Samson's story begins with Manoah and his wife, who lived in Zorah and longed for a child. One day, an angel appeared to Manoah's wife, bringing astonishing news: she would have a son. The angel instructed her to avoid wine and unclean foods, for her child would be set apart for God. This boy would be a Nazirite from birth, a life dedicated to God's service. Overjoyed, she told Manoah, who prayed for guidance. God sent the angel again, repeating the instructions. Their son's life would be extraordinary. The angel's visit was a sign that God was about to do something miraculous for Israel. Manoah and his wife realized their child's destiny was divinely appointed. Their faith and obedience would shape the future of their people. The promise of a hero was now real. Samson's arrival was not just a blessing for his parents, but hope for an entire nation. The miracle had begun. The angel declared Samson would be a Nazirite, set apart for God from birth. Nazirites followed three main rules: no wine or grapes, no contact with the dead, and never cutting their hair. Samson's long hair became the symbol of his vow and the secret to his strength. His power wasn't in the hair itself, but in his obedience to God's command. Samson's parents carefully followed the angel's instructions, raising him according to the vow. As Samson grew, God's Spirit began to stir in him, preparing him for his mission. The Nazirite vow was a constant reminder of his unique calling. Samson's life was a living promise to God. His strength and purpose were gifts meant to serve his people. From childhood, Samson was set apart for greatness. Samson's destiny was to begin freeing Israel from the Philistines. He was chosen as a judge, a leader and warrior, not a king. For 40 years, the Philistines oppressed Israel, but Samson became their champion. He fought alone, using his God-given strength to challenge the enemy. Samson's dramatic feats inspired hope and reminded Israel that God was with them. He disrupted the Philistines' control, sparking rebellion and courage among his people. Even when he made mistakes, God used him to weaken Israel's enemies. Samson's leadership was unconventional, but his actions paved the way for future deliverance. He was the spark that ignited Israel's fight for freedom. Through his victories and failures, Samson showed that God can use anyone for his purpose. His story was just the beginning of Israel's deliverance. Samson's life was filled with legendary acts of strength, all powered by God's Spirit. He tore apart a lion, broke free from ropes, and defeated 1,000 Philistines with a donkey's jawbone. Each victory showed that God could use anyone and anything for his plans. Samson's feats inspired his people and humiliated their oppressors. Even after being captured and blinded, Samson's faith endured. In his final moments, he prayed for strength and fulfilled his destiny. Samson's story teaches us about obedience, faith, and the consequences of our choices. Though flawed, his trust in God made him a true hero. His legacy is one of strength, of body and spirit. Samson began the deliverance of Israel, just as the angel had promised.